Good evening, Musk enjoyers. Everything all right? Because it's time for the Abnormal Barders. Tonight we have the likes of the Heavy Knight Jacket, the Neon Dome Double Door, the Ultramarine Sheet Matador, and the Bird of Luck MP5. Yep, just 4 skins to chase after tonight. And of course we have the likes of the Junkernaut Furnace, the Quarantine Tools, the Rainbow Pony, Pump Shotgun, the Heater Star, and the Recycle House Map Bow. They are regular skins. They don't become marketable until tomorrow when we have the Rust rotation. Now you're probably sitting there wondering, abnormal? Regular? What on earth are you on about? What are you talking about? Well, if you would just quickly stop and look in the description right now, you'll see I've provided 2 videos which will help you out. Consider watching the first video, which is a 60-second short video, which will very briefly explain what abnormal skins are. Basically, they are skins that become marketable before the Rust store even rotates. And knowing that, we can sit here, figure out prices that we might want to offer for all of these skins, and then, when they appear, because we know when they're going to appear, we can race to put down our buy orders, and hopefully we'll be able to pick up these skins for a cheaper price in the future, sell them for their actual prices, and walk away with some sweet, delicious profit. That's the very straightforward, simple answer. But if you need a little bit more information, if you need to be able to figure out how to identify abnormals yourself, consider watching the second video just below. It's about 20 minutes long, but it goes a lot more in depth, and you'll understand so much more. So consider doing that. I'm going to sit here and start figuring out prices. So we only have 4 abnormals. I can count 4 abnormals tonight, and I will start off with the likes of Heavy Knight Jacket, go through all the skins based on, you know, what was the top selling, and yeah, then we'll just skip ahead and do the buy orders. Heavy Knight Jacket. On Saturday, I thought you were going to do around 20,000 subscribers. Looks like you're about to just fall short. I will sit here and confirm to you that we have in fact got more continuations that were submitted. So about 3 weeks ago, we originally got the likes of the Heavy Knight hoodie and pants. Last week we saw the submission for the Heavy Knight Jacket, and that was picked as an early pick. And just this past weekend we have the tier 3 armor right there. So yeah, there's a lot of options that could be picked. Well, I mean, there's 2, but you get the idea. Heavy Knight could potentially turn into a proper full clothing and armor collection, or were you just a random one-off? That is the big question. We don't fully know. I am under the assumption that might have been the case, and that could potentially be a problem for the likes of the skin here in terms of will it hold its value. So number 1, this is sitting here at $3. I will remind you that with all the jackets we've had over the past year or so, we have had quite a lot of jacket skins, and there's already some skins that look exactly like that, but are cheaper. Number 1, the Seer and Will Neff jacket skin. That's basically the same thing, but it's a red cape. That was given away for free. You probably already own that. Scroll down a little bit more. We have the Berserker cloak jacket. That is 3 times less at $1, basically. So you've got to really think about what could happen next to this. Yes, there is potential that we could get Clothing and Armor as a sequel, as a collection continuation. But is it likely going to happen? I don't know. I don't know. I've tried my best to try and figure out Face Punch and their choices for skins in Rust stores, and it's a fool's errand. You can't do it. It's impossible. So, all right, we'll see. But at least there is potential for some nice positivity. But by default, I don't see this retaining its value. And personally, I'd rather play it safe. I don't want to go all in. Will we see more jacket skins potentially being added or accepted either as Twitch drops or Rust store skins by the end of this year? Well, we do have Halloween and we do have Christmas, and you might get like a creepy cape. You might get another interesting, cool Christmassy themed sort of skin for a jacket skin, even though we did get one last year, so we'll see. Santa's jacket is what I'm referring to. Okay, interesting. So as I look at this and as I question, I'm thinking I'm probably going to just play it safe, as I said. I don't know how high I want to go. Look at all the jacket skins again. See how they're doing. Down 42, down 13, down 23, down 28, down 42, down 70, down 74. That's a bit alarming. But the potential to get those continuations, which will cause this to spike in demand, spike in price, well, that does look very appealing. So my answer is look, if I'm not fully confident in something, I'm just going to go with the safer option. Now, how much money am I going to offer? I might do 90 cents to $1.30. I know, I'm playing it quite safe there. I know. But I can't imagine everything's just going to work out instantly all right with the likes of this. It could. Look at Ultramarine. They got 3 skins accepted in a row over the course of 3 weeks. Will we get a 4th one? We shall see. But anyway, focusing this again. It's annoying. We really didn't get that many Clothing and Armor skins this Rust store, did we? We got that one. Tomorrow, what's it going to look like? I'm interested. I'm curious. As I said, you never know. Maybe we could get more Heavy Knight skins accepted immediately tomorrow. Maybe we get the hoodie and pants. Maybe we get the tier 3. We shall see. If you're feeling more optimistic, guys, by all means, offer more money. But I think I'm going to do 90 cents to $1.30. I feel like in the long term, that's going to likely suffer. But it didn't sell too much. 17,700 subscribers really isn't that much. Like, just to remind all of you, that Berserker cloak jacket that I made a big fuss about just a second ago, well, that has like 43,000 subscribers. There very likely could be up to about 50 to 60,000 of these in circulation, whereas for the likes of this currently there might only be about at most maybe like 25,000 in circulation, so there is significantly less, and that means you shouldn't expect that many on the Steam market. So considering all the things, yeah, I'm still going to stick with the safer option, 90 cents to $1.30. But if you feel more confident, you're more than welcome to jump onto that with a higher price. But if we don't get those continuations, you should start panicking. And don't be surprised if you get dumped on. So that is what it is. So I'm going to move on now. Let's talk about the likes of the Neon Dome Double Door. Just want to confirm to you, we don't have any new skins that were submitted by Sadist over the past weekend. That did not happen. But I'm not going to sit here and say we are definitely not going to see any continuations. No, he probably just needed a break, you know? Maybe he needs to cook for a little bit longer to put out a very nice, cool, interesting skin. Maybe small oil rig furnace or something. You know, there's going to probably be more Neon Monument skins being produced for the likes of various different deplorables. So, with what we have going on here, by default, I still would expect potentially seeing another Neon Monument skin being accepted. But is that enough for this? So, looking at all the Sheet Metal Double Doors that we had so far this year, 2 Twitch drops and 10 marketable skins, it's quite alarming. Now, as you look at all the past years, yeah, in the past years we did get like a lot of Twitch drops. Here and there we did see quite a decent amount of skins being accepted. But of course, when they first became marketable, we got quite an absurd amount of them, didn't we? But here's the funny thing, that's 14. Scroll up, we're already up to 12 at the moment, so we're almost doing an absurd amount this year. Okay. Next year, do you reckon we're still going to see a lot of them potentially being accepted? We shall see. Solo Thief, I'll answer your question in a bit. I'm just doing my abnormals at the moment. Got discouraged and stopped making skins. Oh, that's what you're saying. Oh, yeah, that does happen a lot. Every single week, look, here you go. I'll just give you a little heads up. Every single week, there's tons of people putting out skins. It's always a race. Not necessarily a race to get finished first, but rather it's potluck. You never know what face punch are rubbing their chin for, you know. Frog chair. I don't find that very riveting. I hate myself. I'm so sorry. Anyway, back to here. I would be surprised if we see more Sheet Metal Double Doors being accepted. But, you know, I did look at this. I did look at all of these skins at some point and sit there and say, I reckon this will probably go down in price in the future. We had a BIS Sheet Metal Double Door not too long ago. Right now, that's sitting at $4. So, yes, you can still make a decent profit in the short term. But, as I have mentioned so many times in the past, how much closer are we now to the likes of October? Well, got another 10 days and then it's September. And remember this? Remember the random drop-off? Well, not random, it was expected. The summer was so good back in 2023. It did start to dip a bit once we reached August, and then all those kids went back to school. What a shame. But yeah, expect the drop-off to happen next 2 weeks. Yeah, in 2 weeks' time when we have the September 4 swipe. Over the course of 3 months, it's going to get pretty bad. Skin prices are expected to drop. And yeah, less people playing, less demand for skins, lower skin prices. Be aware, be prepared. If you're prepared, you know how exactly things are expected to go. So seeing all of that, questioning everything, wondering how bad these could end up, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, Neon Dome Double Door, I do believe you will go below your roster price. But I can't help but assume, with the possibility of seeing more Neon Glow-in-the-Dark Monument deplorable skins being produced, you probably will get a bit of a pump. Not a pump, like a boost, I should say. Not a pump. But will that be good enough? Will you still manage to rise up when times are bad? I can only sit here and hope. But the more skins in the collection, as time goes on, when we get the likes of the good times again, post-Christmas 2025, that being January time, or the summer of 2025, you never know. If there's like 6 skins in that collection being produced, by then, it'll probably rise up in price ever so nicely. That is what I would definitely contribute with the likes of the Abyss collection. The Abyss collection had so many interesting looking skins being produced, but quite a lot of them were down in price at certain points during the year. But this past summer, nearly all of these skins except the tier 3 armor, and it's not too hard to understand why because there's far too many of them compared to all the hoodie and pants and whatnot, all of these skins were so nicely in the positive. They rose up ever so nicely. So with something like that working out so well, with so many skins being accepted, could we imagine the same with the likes of the Neon Deplorables? We can only hope. All right, so that was a bit of a ramble. Looking at this, thinking about what price I want to offer, I think I'll just go the standard $1 to $1.50. I don't know how low it can go. Maybe it only goes down to about $2. Which, you know what, with a $1.50 binder, I wouldn't be surprised if I pick up a few of those. That'd be nice. I might probably push it up to $1.20 to $1.70. I might do that. I can see it working out well. 17,500 subscribers isn't that bad. Look at all these other double doors, and let's just quickly look at all of them based on subscriber counts. You are nearly in the top 10. But you do look very good. Like, all those Dome enjoyers out there, don't you be sitting there and saying you don't want that in your base. It's a piece of art! So, yeah, rarely do we get a double door that's just like one big picture, rather than like both sheet metal doors like flipped on each side. So, it's not symmetrical, it is art, it is beautiful, and I will sit here and I will say I can't help but assume in the future it rises up quite nicely. Maybe it only goes up to $3, which, you know what, if I pick them up for about $1.70 each, it's still a profit. So that's me being reasonably optimistic. I'm thinking I'm going to do $1.20 to $1.70. That'll be my approach now. So that is what we'll do, or rather, you can do. You can offer your own prices, chat, it's up to you, but that's how I'm going about it. Moving on, Ultramarine sheet metal door. Let's just go for the straightforward point of, hey, look at all the sheet metal doors that came out in 2024. Oh, no. Yeah, they're all bad. Very unfortunate. Now, the Lighthouse door did bump up a bit with the arrival of the Neon Dome double door, but it's gone back down again. So, yeah, this is what we call very awkward. Now, will any of these recover? Potentially. I mean, if you look at some of the skins that came out last year, 1, 2, that was for a while. That's always been okay. That's only 4 skins out of what? How many came out last year? 30. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So yeah, don't expect every single one of them to improve, but Ultramarine sheet metal door, could you be different purely based on the fact that with the Ultramarine collection, we've been seeing consecutive acceptances over the past few weeks, constantly. We know that we have a sleeping bag that's been submitted. Get a good look at the sleeping bag. Hello. The nice cool vibes of Ultramarine is there to make me nice and comfy at night time. But yeah, we've got a sleeping bag now. A 4th deplorable has been produced. Will the sleeping bag be accepted, or will Face Punch decide to take a break? Also, what deplorable would you like to see next from the likes of the Ultramarine collection? With that doing very good so far in terms of acceptances, will we see the 4th one being accepted instantly? If we do, that sheet metal door very likely will have a very lovely, nice start. But do not be surprised in the slightest at all if it drops off. Let me reiterate points. Look at the Shadowborn sheet metal door. I've mentioned this so many times in the past. Shadowborn sheet metal door right there. That is part of a collection of like 6 deplorables. And like 4 or 5 of them came out after the sheet metal door. So you'd expect, oh, you know, spike in demand, spike in price. But it sits there, down 23%. So let's look at the Shadowborn collection as a whole, just to really get to the point here. The issues with the likes of doors is that we have far too many of them. All right? Now, as of now, those skins are doing all right. Even the Garage door's down a fair bit, which is all right, fine. But this here, down 22. What's up, buddy? What's gone wrong? Well, as I said, it's just far too many sheet metal doors. As much as you could sit there and say, oh, but the collection might go stronger. Yeah, but the sheet metal door very likely will still go down regardless. It's one of those strange behaviours that I notice but don't fully have like a proper answer for, other than, well, it's probably because there's just far too many of them. People compare too much. Like, this is selling for a somewhat standard price of $2.49. Let's go see it compared to all the other skins. Now, the actual standard price for a sheet metal door is $1.49, but so many of them sell at $2.49. And at $2.49, it's basically in like the top 20 almost. Let's say top 30. That is out of 234 sheet metal doors. Do you understand the problem? There's too many of them! And they all glow and they all look cool in their own different way. You get the idea. I've made my point. So, if you think that's going to be perfectly fine, by all means, offer a higher price. You could go for it. I don't blame you. Like, if we do see the sleeping bag being accepted with tomorrow's rush door, all right, you took that risk and it worked out for you. Double thumbs up. Just try and manage to sell it whilst it's still up. Anyway, I'm being a little bit more realistic with this, and I'm going to sit here and say I'm probably going to do 80 cents to $1.20. Yep, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down by half its value at some point, but eventually as time goes on, maybe people will appreciate the Ultramarine collection, and of course, you know, it'll rise up ever so nicely. Much like what I said in regards to the neon monuments, if it were ever to happen. So, guys, things are looking good. Giba, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps pumping out more and more deplorables for the Ultramarine collection, but do not be surprised if they take a break from the likes of this. As I said earlier to my chat, they took a break from Neon. They've taken a break from Duck's Neon collection like 2 or 3 times over the past 2 months. Don't be surprised if they take a break from this, all right? Maybe we don't see that for another 2 or 3 weeks. Shrug. We'll see. I mean, the sleeping bag. You get the idea. So 80 cents to $1.20 is how I'm going to approach that. Moving on, we have the Bird of Luck MP5. Now, with this being a weapon-only collection, which is quite unfortunate to see, it's gone down. The AK has already gone down by 40%. I do want to bring up that Sunart has not produced another Bird of Luck skin. They instead went back to their Snakebite collection and produced a very cool-looking Garage Door instead. That looks very cool. I'd love to see that being accepted. Glow in the Dark, where it's only in, like, the upper half. Interesting and useful. Anyway, that clearly isn't a Bird of Luck weapon skin. So, looking at the MP5, we'll also question, all right, how have MP5 skins performed so far this year? Oh, wow, the MP5's gone down. MK Ultra's still holding up nicely, but then you got Ditto MP5 down by 13, Tiger Strikes MP5 down by... Yeah, okay. The vast majority of MP5s are in the negative. So I'm looking at this. It's done 8,200 subscribers. That's not insane. In fact, if I were to look at all of these based on subscriber counts, it is currently positioned in the middle, quite literally. There's only 77 MP5 skins. That's actually quite surprising to me. Anyway, out of all these MP5s, how many of them are like pure green? Oh, wow, that's $16. That is $5.50. Oh, actually, I just noticed this. Okay, chat, I have to question you now. Do you reckon that's green enough to keep people happy? I like to use this because I'm like a peacock. I like to show off. Anyway, so useful red aim sight, mostly green. Maybe it does work out quite nicely just because people like to have green weapons. And that would mean we need to see more from Sunart. I can still see it dropping off, but maybe in the future when times are very, very good again, it might bounce up. But just look at the AK, for example. The AK did drop off pretty badly. MP5s very likely will follow that behaviour. And this has only sold about half as much as this so far. I'm not going to be surprised. So, yeah, it is what it is. I will probably offer... I think it's going to be 80 cents to $1.20 again. I am a bit worried that it's not going to go down very well. But I can see it doing at least a bit better compared to the standard MP5. So I care more about what's about to happen in the lead up to October. The first... bad time it's going to go through. It might work out nicely, but most of the time I doubt it. So that's why we offer the 80 cent to $1.20 price. I feel satisfied with that. So that is it with all the abnormals. There's only 4 abnormals tonight, and that of course means with tomorrow's Rust Door rotation, when we get the new Rust Door, all of the remaining skins will become marketable. So let's go through all these skins now, figure out prices to offer for them, and question if we want to buy them. Junkernaut Furnace, 11,500 subscribers, which is a totally fine amount. Nothing wrong with that. Looking at the state of view, could we see some more Junkernaut deplorable skins being produced for this? Well, I can confirm that we have a large wood box, and it's located right over here. The aesthetic for Junkernaut looks very, very nice. It might not be for everyone, but at least the skin creator is constantly putting out more and more skins. Now that glows at night on all sides very brightly. It's very noticeable. That is useful. Let's see what becomes of this. If that were to be accepted, are we going to see the likes of the Junkernaut deplorables bump up? I can confirm to you, with this appearing, both of these doors did not move at all. Nobody cared. That's a strange behaviour, but I can't help but assume by itself both of these doors will rise up ever so nicely around post-Christmas or the summer of 2025. They are transparent. They are glow-in-the-dark doors. And this type of behaviour has happened twice before. Bombshell and Brutalist. They just rise up by themselves. So you, right there, I got to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to be retaining its price. Yes, it's selling for the standard $1.49 price, but you know what? Let's go look at all the furnaces. If we know that's selling at its standard deplorable price, how does it look when I look at all the other furnaces and see what the difference is? How many furnaces are below it? Right, this is in the upper half. Every other furnace that you see below it is selling cheaper than $1.49. The standard price should see a furnace sell for. That is a lot of furnaces. Oh my god. Right, so looking at you, questioning things, I think I'm going to do 60 cents to 80 cents. I'm playing it safe. 60 cents to 80 cents is how I'm going to go about it. I'm not going to buy it from the Rust store. All right. So that's up to you. If you like it, by all means, buy one for yourself. Treat yourself. Support that skin creator. Keep them nice and motivated to keep wanting to pick out nice creator designs in the future. But I'm looking at that and I don't see much going on for it. So yeah, furnaces this year haven't exactly been super great. Rainbow Pony Pump Shotgun. Right. So when I did my Saturday 48-hour analysis, I referred back to the other pump shotguns we had come out earlier this year, and I was making a big fuss about the amount of sales this might do in comparison to these two. Now, the Imperial pump shotgun sold hardly anything with 9,500 subscribers almost. It's got hardly any listings on the Steam market. We didn't see many pump shotguns being accepted so far this year, so that did quite nicely during the summer. It went up in the positive. But I've got to get this point across to everyone here right now. Please be aware that these just really don't sell that much every single day. So right now, as you can see, this is currently sitting at $2.34, sold at $1.99, so the profit there is it's like 4 pennies. Oh dear. But look at all of this. Only 4 have sold today. If I show liquidity, liquidity is the blue line that indicates the amount of sales. 6, 3, 2, 8, 6. Yeah, that's not that much. That really isn't that much. It's been slowing down quite a lot recently. So if you just instantly assume, oh yeah, the Rainbow Pony pump shotgun's going to be easy. It's going to be easy profits. It's going to be easy to sell. No, you should be a little bit more realistic. But the likes of the Black Gold pump shotgun, Black Gold being a larger collection of many various different skins, exactly like Rainbow Pony. I mean, maybe this is probably going to be the behaviour we eventually see. That Black Gold pump shotgun has been doing mighty fine, yes indeed. And the recent sales, it says 5 there. 5, what's that? 3, 2, yeah. So again, whilst it looks good, it just isn't selling that much every day. Do you want that to become a burden for yourself? Please be aware, okay? Please be aware. So, okay, a sheer lack of listings is definitely helping out the both of those. What is going to become of the Rainbow Pony pump shotgun? Well, right now it's at 9,100 subscribers. It's still a little bit less compared to the Imperial pump shotgun, but it's already eclipsed this by over 1,000. I'm sitting here and expecting that the Rainbow Pony pump shotgun eventually will be in the positive. I do expect that. I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I wouldn't be surprised if it does go below its Rust store price for a reasonable amount of time. I think I am going to stick with doing a barter. But if you, listen, if you had to buy something from this Rust store and hope that whatever you buy will rise up in price in a year's time, the pump shotgun would probably be one of the go-to options, I'd point out. I'm not joking. I highly doubt we're going to see that many more pump shotguns for another year or so. So looking at this, with it being the Rainbow Pony pump shotgun, part of the Rainbow Pony collection, that's doing ever so nicely over the past few years, 26 skins accepted, one of the largest collections we have in the game, I just can't help but assume it's going to have enough love for it to retain a decent price. So I'm going to look at this and I'm thinking I'm going to go $1.20 to $1.60. That's what I'm doing. $1.20 to $1.60. I wouldn't be surprised if it drops off a fair bit below $2, but I want to pick them up around that price. You know, if it drops down to about $1.70, $1.80, all right, I'll buy them for $1.60. It won't be too much of a problem for me. Wait it out. Next year, next summer, might be able to flip them for double the price. We shall see. It hasn't sold absurdly. It looks good. It looks interesting. That is my TED Talk. How long did you go on for? Too long. Let's move on. Heater SAR. Let's be very quick with you. Nobody cares for the heater collection. I'm very, 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 very sorry to say that, Mr. 1RJ. But literally, what did we have just the previous week? We had the BIS SAR. And loads of people jumped onto that, even it sold at $3 a piece. So I'm looking at the heater SAR, and I'm sitting here expecting that it's probably going to very much likely end up exactly like the AK, down 50%, selling at 99 cents. Will not be surprised by that whatsoever. It's people's behaviour. 60 cents to 80 cents. Moving on. Quarantine tools. You're a little bit different. You are interesting. People do happen to like the Quarantine collection. With the resurgence that we've seen somewhat recently, it's worked out ever so nicely with the skins that have been accepted. They've done okay. Looking at those skins in particular, it's weapons. Now, the rock technically is a tool. It hasn't held up very well. This right here, hatchets and pickaxes don't tend to be very reliable investments whatsoever. What do you mean? Take a look. Down 33, down 47, down 48, and down 40. That's up by 2%, but that's sold at 99 cents. That is basically already selling at $1. That is the prices we're seeing these steer towards. It's very unfortunate. Now, you could also look at last year as well. 50, 45, 46, 36, 44. That hatchet in particular is being manipulated, so we can't count that one. It's a manipulation. Down 22, down 53, down 27, down 42, down 44, down 51. Yeah, I feel like I've made my point. But Quarantine weapons have worked out ever so nicely. Yep. Now, Again, would we see the type of behaviour that we see here on the MP5, the crossbow, the SAR, even the SAP? Will that work out all right for you, or are you still expected to go down in price? I'm looking at both those tools, acknowledging that they've only done about 6,000 to 7,000 subscribers, which is low. And I'm going to sit there and say, you know what, I'll probably do 80 cents to $1.20. I could see them going down below the Rustore price for a while, but I could see them working out quite nicely eventually. People do happen to like the Quarantine Collection. Now, I am expecting more skins to be accepted eventually, so I feel like I'll do 80 cents to $1.20. I'm going a little bit higher. I don't know if that might potentially become a problem. And then we have the recycled hazmat bow. By default, I'm going to sit here and say bow skins, they don't tend to do very well. What do you mean? Take a look at all of that. Oh dear, down 22, down 41, down 44, and of course, down 43, legacy bow. You're special, you're made by Face Punch. You have a completely different design compared to all the other bows. Up 28, not surprised. Down 6, down 47, down 48, down 47. Yeah, I think we can probably by default assume we probably want to go below $1. Now, this right here, I will sit here and say, there's one interesting detail. It sold hardly anything. 4,400 subscribers. Remember, subscriber count is the absolute bare minimum of sales. Basically, subscriber count is always correct. 4,422 here. That means at least 4,422 individual people have bought that skin. We just don't know how many they bought each. Maybe some people bought 10. Maybe some people bought 50. Maybe some people bought 1,000. Why would they do that? I don't know. But anyway, you get the idea. So looking at the state of that, I can't help but assume it could be vulnerable to manipulation. So what does that mean? Oh, should I buy it? Well, I mean, it's not something you rely upon. Maybe in about a year's time you see that being manipulated. All right. Should I still buy them? I mean, I wouldn't really do that. But what I'd sit here and say is you could probably still put down a decent buy order. Just pick these up as time goes on. Not sell them until they get manipulated. So with what we see here, I think I'm just going to do 60 cents to 80 cents. And yeah, I'll pick them up for those prices. I'll hold on to them. I'm not going to rush into selling them anytime soon. Because some of those very random skins that get forgotten about just happen to rise up in price ever so nicely because the manipulators know that people don't even realise it exists. So buy out all the stock that they can, manipulate it, make it appear to be a lot more valuable than what it actually is, and then, of course, you know, suddenly it's selling for $10. That's not something we can rely upon, though, so I'm only going to suggest doing 60 cents to 80 cents. And that's a wrap. That's everything. Did I breathe enough during all of that? No, I'm probably going to collapse in a bit. But let's just quickly inform you of some other interesting things. So first of all, we need to start considering what potentially could be picked tomorrow. Yes, we have the top picks list right here from TGG. I've given this a good look with the top 10 and whatnot. Make sure you go watch this video. So that right there is the newest batch of skins. What clothing and armor could we potentially see tomorrow? I wonder. But I will point this out. With the most recent Rustore, Rustores I should say, it's been mainly early picks. So let me just remind me of myself of this. This was fairly balanced. This had like a few early picks, a few typical picks, and a couple late picks. But last week, it was basically every single skin was early pick except one. And this week's Rustore was every single skin was an early pick except one again. I get the feeling we're seeing a lot of early picks in the lead up to complete the sets, which would basically consist of very late picks across the board. Yeah, so maybe it's mainly going to be skins from the early batch. Rust Workshop skin checks. I hope you've seen this video. We have so many skins in here, but there's a lot of collection continuations. There's a lot of very appealing looking skins that potentially could be picked. What will they be? I have no idea. I have zero clue. But in terms of the clothing and armor, which I will point out right now, you've seen the likes of Training White Hoodie and Pants. Yep. The skin creators behind the Training Black collection have gone ahead and made a white version now. Ooh. Will that be picked? I don't know. You know, Face Punch really doesn't seem to like camouflage budget options for some strange reason. We also have the likes of the Modern Military Jacket, Gold Chains, Road Sign Gloves. Look at all that. Yes. And we have Cargo Heli, Tier 2 armor. We've now moved on from deplorables and weapons. And yes, it has the transparency and whatnot. Looks cool. And then in terms of the Tier 3, well, I'm looking over to here. Skull Force, Chemical Burn, and Heavy Knight. Look at all of that. So, are we going to get yet another Tier 3 armor? Because over the past, 6 weeks, we've been getting, like, only Tier 3 armor. Or 2 months, I guess you could say. Will we actually see the sequel to that jacket? Or will we see a sequel of something else? And I should also point out, in my Rust Workshop skin checks, I did miss 2 skins, or rather 1 skin, 2 versions of the same skin. We have Midnight Mechanic, and it also happens to have a transparent version right here. get a good look at this. You can see it right there. So, sorry about that, Zskipper and Mr. Dark Schneider. So we managed to get that in the video. Is it worth buying Forest Raiders as an investment? I wouldn't do it right now. I'd wait until October, buddy. So you got to wait a little bit. Forest Raiders only keeps going up higher and higher in price because we're just not seeing any budget alternatives appear. You might say Reptile Hunter. Reptile Hunter to a point, but it's not just the route. It's not really the perfect green. We had flashbacks. Flashbacks is the perfect green, but they wouldn't accept tier 2 or tier 3 armor, even though it's submitted twice. So this only keeps getting more and more expensive. Yep. So I'll wait until October because that's usually the expected time where we see most skins drop off to a new low point, and then from there it only rises up in price as we steer towards January time. So that's the expectation. And I've got to bring this up to you as well. So lots of commits are being mentioned. Lots of Twitch drops apparently are being mentioned as well. What's going on? Well, something might be cooking for September. I know stuff, but I probably shouldn't reveal it right now. All I can sit here and say is keep an eye on Twitter. I'm pretty sure there are a bunch of people that are going to be announcing something very soon. And yeah, also, what's going on here? Well, a pet's hat. What's that about? I believe this is a sequel to the Frog Boots, as you can see right there. If you bought Rust whilst it was in early access, you got those for free. This is connected to that because I'm pretty sure the code name in game for the Frog Boots is Wellypet Booties or something. Wellypet Boots. Right here, Wellypet's hat. What's that? Pretty sure we're going to be given a brand new Wellypet's skin for free. How we get that might be a Twitch drop. It might be given away in some funny way, I don't fully know. But something obviously is coming. And if you were keeping an eye on the likes of the Twitter recently, you can clearly see that's... what's that all about? Don't know. But something's coming. Not that, though. And yeah, if you want to be up to date with the likes of all of the newest skins that I notice, please consider watching my Rust Workshop skin checks. I did mention the Wellypet set in there as well. So that's why, I'm mentioning that, I kind of have a strong feeling that maybe we could potentially see the likes of the Frog Chair being accepted because, you know, frog theme stuff being added to the game? Well, I can't say no to that. It stares at your very soul at night time. You're going to scare so many people at night if you hide that in the corner of a room with the lights off. Even better when you have multiple. So we'll see. Ideal, perfect timing. We'll see what becomes of that. And yeah, lots of interesting things on the horizon. So maybe tomorrow the announcement of what's coming in September will probably be said. So we'll see what becomes of that. But for now, I'm going to skip ahead and we're going to go do those buy orders. Alright, here we go. 4 seconds. Off we go. Neon Dome Double Door is the skin I'm going to chase after first. Please no requests issue. That'd be very, very bad right about now. Only 4 skins for tonight. And we're still probably going to be here for half an hour. There we go. No barders, I'll take that. That was pretty quick. Good job, Hedge. Ultramarine, you were... Oh, wow, yeah, we're going cheap on you, aren't we? I just have to question these things, that's all. Right, let's go quickly flick over to here. 1, 2, 3. Right, stronger buy order. What am I doing now? I'm doing the higher buy order. Heavy Night Jacket. Whew. Yeah, alright. Heavy Night Jacket. Yeah, I think that'll be enough. Ultramarine. 80 cents, 120. Alright, that's basically everything. Yeah, I guess we can skip ahead. Do I not have a buy order at all for the... But no, it's not appeared. It's going to take a while. So what I'll do is I'll skip ahead now, and we'll talk about the abnormal barter support. Right, guys, it's been just over 8 minutes, and, well, let's go ahead and see how those skins are currently faring. As you can see, on the likes of SCMM.ABP, we've already got some prices, but let's actually go ahead and take a look at them and do the abnormal barter support. So, looking at the state of this Neon double door right here, almost 1,000 requests to buy, plenty of buy orders. It goes very strongly above $1, higher, very strongly up to around $1.70, what I suggested, and it goes all the way up to about $2. So you're going to probably sit there and wonder, okay, is that still okay to consider buying? Well, I'll be honest with you, you could just probably put down a $2 buy order, and I wouldn't be surprised if eventually you do end up picking these up. So you could just pick these up for 49 cents cheaper. Yes, that would be smarter with your Steam wallet, but it might take a while for you to eventually get some. We shall see. Maybe it might be as early as September. Maybe you have to wait until October. But that potentially will be the lowest price it's ever going to be. And if you just wait patiently until around January, you can flip it, probably walk away with some decent profit. So, that is my recommendation. Just do a slightly higher price buy order. You can save a lot of money instead of like buying it straight from the Rust store. Then we have the Heavy Knight jacket. Selling in the Rust store right now, $3 a piece. Look at the buy orders. Yeah, that's not going anywhere near $3, is it? No. And you've got prices already being listed at $3.56. AKA, that right there is basically listed just so he can get his money back. Without fees, it's $3.10. Ooh. So anyway, focusing what we're looking at here. Oh, this guy with 20 quantity there. Oh, God, yeah, this is going to go down. If you're looking at the buy orders, you've got plenty going all the way up to $1. You have a decent amount just above $1. You have a guy going all the way up to about $1.66 here, and then it stops. So if you're going to sit here and question, does this look good to buy from the Rust store? I'll sit there and say no. You could just put down a $2 buy order. I would be surprised if you managed to get a whole bunch of them. You could buy these for $1 cheaper compared to buying them from the Rust store. So that's up to you if you want to go about it that way. But yeah, you could definitely pick that up for a cheaper price. Now, here's the big question. Will we see Heavy Knight being accepted tomorrow or next week? Tier 3 and Tier 2, Tier 3 and Hoodie and Pants are available to be picked. We don't know. We can only guess. And then Ultramarine Sheepman Adore, selling in the Rust store for $2.49 right about now. The Barders, again, not getting anywhere close to it, unfortunately. So yeah, we've got plenty of Barders under $1, but not really that much above $1. Oof, it's not pretty, is it? But it kind of was to be expected. Yeah. Now, will we see the sleeping bag being accepted tomorrow? Will that happen? Will it just get the consecutive acceptances and it will just keep rising up in price? We shall see, but Sheepman Adores are very unreliable. Yes, even though this potentially is part of a much bigger collection, if we do get more skins accepted, Sheepman Adores that have been part of collections recently haven't performed very well. So, it's just far too many of them. We'll see how it fares. But if you're going to sit there and say, should I buy one? If you just want to buy one for yourself, by all means, treat yourself. Support that skin creator. But if you want to buy these as an investment, stick with doing a barter. You could easily pick up a bunch of these for about $1.80 each if you put down a barter for that. Wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. And then over to here, we have the likes of the Bird of Luck MP5. It's got 903 requests to buy. And as you can see, for a $2.49 skin, it's got like no barters anywhere. It's not even near its halfway point. That's the sad thing. Oh dear. Well, I mean, actually, it's $2.49. Okay, slightly close. But anyway. Yeah, that's going below its Rust store price, for sure. So, yeah, you could just put down a $1.50 buy order, pick this up for $1 cheaper, you've succeeded. Cool. So, yeah, it was very straightforward, it was very quick. None of the skins here look to be super safe in terms of buying them straight from the Rust store. Neon Dome, maybe, but again, I'm not surprised if it drops below its Rust store price eventually, so it's up to you how you go about that. But, yeah, very straightforward with the skins this week. Now, of course, tomorrow, all of these skins do become marketable, so keep your eyes open. When will the Rust store probably rotate in? It'll probably be like last week. It's going to probably be between 7 to 9 o'clock in the evening, UK time. So, if you're watching this right now, I just want to point out, it's like 1 a.m., so from here on now, it'll be like 16 to 18 hours time from now. Just look at London time on Google, and when it's between 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the evening, that's when I expect it to happen. Now, I do apologise if my nose is starting to sound a bit funny when I'm talking. Sorry about that, but yeah, it's gone a bit weird. But I hope the video was nice and insightful for all of you. I hope you're well informed, and keep an eye on the commits, because lots of things are still being mentioned. Right, Blunderbuster. That's a new weapon on the horizon. Yes. Is it coming out September or is it coming out October? We don't know. But the Twitch drops, keep an eye on Twitter, right? I feel like something's going to get announced very soon, and that's going to be pretty interesting, isn't it? More Twitch drops. What they're going to be, we shall see. I wonder. So, Cool. That's a wrap. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you have a splendid day, a splendid Rust rotation tomorrow, and I hope you enjoy the week. We are steering closer and closer to likes of the September 4 swipe. What's coming out? Wallpapers and lots more. I don't believe the world update's coming out in September. It's coming out in October. That is a fact, I believe. So, cool. That's a wrap. Done. Bye.